Hello and welcome to another video. Have you ever wondered what all those little bits and bobs work on the profile? Actually, there's loads and loads and loads of hidden menus, and we're going to cover as many of them as we can today just in your player profile, because there's loads. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we're going to go into a player here. So here's Alexander Butner. He's a legend in old FMs where he was really good for a short period of time. Man United signed him. He's decent. He's 36. He's playing for Tessa. Vitesse are possibly one of the hardest saves you can do this year in Football Manager 26. We'll cover that in another video. But let's just show you what you can do in Alexander Butner's profile quite easily by here. So you can see here, here's your attributes. As everyone knows, attributes haven't really changed that much. But everything around them has changed. Now, I personally do not like this actions button. It's all there nice and neat, but I never really liked the actions button. But if you know where to click, actually you might start clicking everywhere else. So, without further ado, let's get into what each bit does. So, the best tip I can give you on this menu is actually just below the player profile. Now, there's two things. One, if you highlight the player's positions, where you got the player's name, just highlight down the position, and there you can see it will tell you his best role his best role out of possession, and that sounds good, doesn't it? You can see what he roughly likes, what he can do, what he's accomplished. Great. But let's take that up a notch. How does he compare to the rest of the squad? Now, it used to have to go and do compare. And compare would be like on a coach report or something like that. You have to be able to compare. But now, if we go down to this button here, which is compare, automatically tells you his ability rating in the possession and out of possession, which is good. But there's another little thing it tells you. So if you go in possession first and come back out and then go to out of possession, it'll tell you his rating on that as well. But that's not all, because if we go, okay, I want to see who the best left. He says he's good at attacking midfield left, out of possession. What does that mean? You can see, you can click for all the positions. Now, it won't let me click AM. Oh, there you go. So out of possession, he is actually much further down because he's not convincing. He's 6th. So he's not as convincing at attacking midfield left. Even though he can play it, he's not convincing enough. So we're saying there, he's the 6th best AML. And you don't have to go and find anyone else, because they will tell you, Jeffrey Sarpong, who I signed him on a free, he's the best. Then he got Zonneveld, and so on. So that is a really straightforward tip to find out who, and of course, who the coach report believes is the best player in that position. Out of possession, really simple, really easy tip. I love that little bit of the screen, to be honest with you. That's really good. So if we go down then to fitness, and you click on it. Now, this is a menagerie of things. And to be fair, if you click every single one of these, they do pop up, but it doesn't really work. You can obviously set your training. So, for example, I've tried putting him on training. So I'll get him to come back. And then you can choose then to rest players. So that's one nice, easy way. But there's other ways of resting players. Don't worry about that. That's one way of resting the player. You can see here about whether or not he's got any injuries, which is really good. You go to match sharpness. If you click match sharpness, that's where it lets it down a little bit. It just goes to, why do you need that as a pop out? Just there, just open it slightly. It seems like it's an extra screen it gets rid of. I'm not sure. Same with energy. Match load is the same. You don't really need to know that. Go into training load. It doesn't go into what you think it might do. It's got the injury above average. Injury risk is minimal. This screen's quite important. I mean, this is obviously a player I have, but if I was looking to sign the player and I wanted to know the injury history of that player, going into fitness would actually then give you injury history. So knowing that is a nice little tip, going straight into that, because then you can say player summary, and obviously these are your players, look, and it will tell you as a little drop down how to get to all the player summaries of all the injury over the season as well, which is quite nice. Then if you want to go to happiness, which is quite an interesting one, that would actually give you can click on that to see where he is in comparison to the rest of the team, which is quite nice. Like we've signed Ken Vermeer, he's not in the hierarchy. I do miss the triangle, I gotta be honest, but he is a team lead. Like Alex is a team leader, and you can see he's indifferent. He's got some buy-in problems, so you can go back. You can have a look at his discipline, fixture schedule. There you go, fixtures. You can see we haven't had a good start because we have a really poor team. Season stats doesn't work, and it feels like it should. career stats is a very nice one. I don't mind that. I think it's still not a lot of detail. Don't get me wrong. It's not a huge amount of detail, but I don't mind that. And then on info, if you click this little tab here, it'll show you the diagram here on the averages. What does that mean? And this diagram here will give you a basic understanding of a collated amount of attributes. It's not every attribute. Some of them don't get included. And we'll do that video on that soon. But it just gives you where they are in terms of other players, which is still pretty useful. See, now this is quite interesting knowing about the weaker foot. So you can see here, look, you can either start him moving on a stronger foot as a training, little bit of training, but he's got a reasonable right foot. Now, the interesting thing with your right foot is it takes current ability away. It doesn't really impact much on it. So if he isn't two-footed, I wouldn't be that bothered about giving him an extra training. If he's completely useless and can only stand in his right leg, then obviously don't then kick the right leg. But till then, he's all right. And then the traits, I like the traits as well, but this is really buggy. So it will tell you here about your traits, which is really good. They still don't really give you advice on what the best training of traits is in console, which, PC is very detailed, whereas console's not that good on this bit. It's really easy to get across if you were there already, so you've got to be very tidy with it. And you can get 1-2s, knock balls past, that's easy enough. But when it comes to like other ones, it's painful. Oh, no, you just got to take your time. It really is hit and miss. I don't like that. I don't think it should be that responsive. I think it should be nice and slow, and you click it and it'll go boom, boom, boom. That's there. So if we go into personal, this is where you find your mindsets, because this is not customizable yet. Don't mind the mindsets. That gives you the buy-in as well. The buy-in gives you the list of whether a player believes in you or not, which is really good. You can see the team leader, mindset, and at the moment time reserving judgment, which means absolutely nothing to most people that play this for the first time. But the further across you get on that angle, the better buy-in you get, and then that's where the team dynamics come in. Obviously, he's not happy with losing games, which is a key thing. This is a bit which is quite interesting. You can see here, you've got the contract. Now, if you're on this bit, you don't need to go to the contract bit to see his contract. You actually just got to click his contract. It's a lovely little tip, this is. Because what you can see here now, instead of going there, you could just go, just have a quick look at his contract. A quick look at his contract, and all the stuff's there, look. You can also then change his playing time, or rest him. You can also set it his short-term and long-term plans, and then pathway, playing time pathway, which is interesting. And this here, you can see his form. So if you click on form, you can see how he's played across those games, and you go season stats, which I don't know what's the word. It's not brilliant. I don't think it's terrible. I think it could be better. I think it could be more customizable. But that's that bit. Now, here's the interesting bit I've found on it. You don't get the data hub, which is weird to say on this yet, but that's possibly because I haven't got that far into the season yet. And then I've been asked before, where do you see languages and stuff like that? And that comes under your nationality. You've got obviously country, region, and you got languages spoken here, which is Dutch, English. It also says there. Nice and easy. Favorite personnel, favorite clubs. And you go to landmarks. All in all, it's a nice tidy screen. It's not that bad. Extra tips. If you click the status, it will tell you all the statuses. If you click international caps and goals, it'll tell you if you played under 21s. It won't tell you if they played over 21. They only say the one stats, but it's not a kick in the face. If you want to know that, you can go there and find out what his stats were there. If you want to set the transfer list, you don't have to use actions. You can just click the transfer amount, and then you can have a discussion. You don't have to go transfer and all that. Let's see. Now, things I do like about the training. You can do rest player position, individual training, and you can do out of possession training as well, which is quite nice. I do like the fact you can set nicknames. Nicknames are really good because you could just put an asterisk or something in case you want to give a player more game time. I have done that if I can find them. There you go. So you can see here. So Yusuf Walil, currently he is not even in the top 10 players There he is. He's 10th. He's not even in the top 10 of my players that I want to give game time. I should be giving game time to. However, he's got better potential than Justin Backer. So I would like that lad to get more time. But it's going to take a bit of extra time to get him in that way. No problem. Putting an asterisk means, if a game's done, that's one of the players I want to give time to. I'm happy to do that. And that's nice and neat. And I think that, at this moment in time, I think that's everything. Hopefully you found a couple of these tips really helpful, really useful. Hopefully you did. I know obviously we're having a lot of problems at my time with console, so hopefully, it is helping you. Thank you for watching. If there's anything else I can do, please let me know down in the comments below. Is there any tips you've learned playing on using the player profiles? Until next time, thanks for watching. Take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.